Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale custom unboxing and review video. Yes, today we're taking a look at some custom head sculpts. An artist by the name of Vince, aka V Collectibles on Instagram, contacted me and he said, "Hey, I'm working on a few different sculpts with various artists. Would you like to take a look on your channel?" And of course I said absolutely, and here we have them. Now if you are interested in picking up any of Vince's sculpts, the link for that is down in the description below to head over to his Instagram page. Now unfortunately, the sculpts that we're taking a look at on the channel today are sold out. But he is working on some other amazing stuff, so definitely check out his Instagram page. Now let's take a look at this one first. It actually goes along with this piece, and we'll touch on that in just a second. Now they all do come boxed in these really nice high quality metal tins, so you shouldn't really have any issues with shipping across the globe. Now this one, you might be thinking, Justin, why on earth do you need this head sculpt? We are getting a bunch of Homelander figures from the various different companies. Well, this, in my opinion, might just be the very best Homelander sculpt in 1/6 scale that I have seen to date. It looks absolutely incredible. Both the sculpt itself and the paint applications, in my opinion, are second to none. Now yes, it does have an included neck and you can attach an adapter if that's something you'd like to do. And I will be popping this on a Homelander body as soon as some of those Homelander figures actually get released. But yeah, I'm pretty darn happy with this. It looks sensational, all the way down to the sculpt and paint applications in the hair, and also the texture on the skin. Now it is worth noting that most of the sculpts that Vince sells will come unpainted, so you'll have to find yourself a painting master to go ahead and do the paint applications on your sculpts. So I do believe most of them will come like this one right here. Now there were two different versions of this Tom Holland head sculpt. This one with a neck, and the one we'll take a look at in just a second in here without one. And I wanted to give you an idea of what the sculpt looks like before any paint goes on there, just so you can appreciate the immense amount of detail in terms of the skin texture, in terms of the hair, and also in terms of just the way it looks. It looks pretty much exactly like Tom Holland. You can also see some little registration marks, so you can install some Edith classes right in the side of the sculpt, so it nicely sits inside the hair rather than sort of ballooning out and sitting over the ears. Now yes, don't worry, we will compare the fully painted Tom Holland head sculpt to the Hot Toys version in just a second. Now let's take a look at the fully painted version. I'm really excited to see what it looks like compared to the official Hot Toys release. It's always interesting to see the way that different artists paint their head sculpts, because yeah, it's a one-off, technically hand-painted item, versus Hot Toys sculpts which nowadays are mass-produced, so you will see a different level of detail and paint finish to a mass-produced item. And here we have it. I really like the way it looks. It definitely does look like Tom Holland. Maybe potentially more of a homecoming version of Tom Holland where he looked slightly younger, but still, I can see the likeness there, and yeah, it's painted very, very well. You can also see it is hollow on the underside there, so you will either have to Dremel out a hole to install a magnet or a neck peg, or even just use some blue tack to attach it onto the figure. And that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. But yeah, let me know what you think of this Tom Holland head sculpt and also the Homelander sculpt down in the comments below. Now just quickly before we move on, I wanted to show you this Homelander bust. It came with the package, and it is absolutely glorious. It is once again unpainted, and I may actually try my hand at painting this before those figures arrive, just because I want something The Boys related on the shelf. And the detail on this thing is insane. You can see all of the US Air Force Eagle style logos throughout the suit, and the musculature is there. It looks fantastic. You can also see these big honkin' eagles up here on the shoulder. Homelander down below, and of course the cape on the back with all of the correct stars. Now I have taken the liberty of installing the head sculpt into the bust, and yeah, it looks absolutely awesome, so this should give you an idea of how this head sculpt is going to sit on a body. And yeah, I'm really darn excited to finally get some Homelander merch and then pop this custom head sculpt on those figures because it looks absolutely incredible. It might just be one of my favorite head sculpts that I have, made by any company. I know it's easier to say that because it's a technically one-off hand-painted item and they can go all out on the detail, but yeah, it looks absolutely awesome. If you are looking for custom sculpts, definitely check out v.collectibles, link in the description below. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison between this head sculpt and of course the Hot Toys one, this just happens to be the Iron Spider head sculpt, just because I thought it would be easier to pop this one on that body rather than messing around with a Dremel trying to create a ball joint peg for this head sculpt. But nevertheless, I think it looks really good. You can tell that it is 100% a brand new sculpt. Nothing has been borrowed from the Hot Toys sculpt whatsoever. That's really impressive. I love the way it looks. You'll have to let me know which one you prefer in the comments below. Now attaching it to the Iron Spider body is relatively straightforward. I've literally just gone ahead and used some blue tack. While it doesn't hold it on as securely as I personally would like, it still sits on there fairly decently. And yeah, I think it looks really good. It has this more sad, somber tone about it, which works for both Avengers films as well as Far From Home, because they were a little bit more serious. They did take a heavy toll on Peter Parker here. But yeah, I really like the way it sits on the body. It looks fantastic. I probably will be switching this one out onto my Iron Spider for the Infinity War display. For those of you who don't know, I have two. I use one with the helmeted head sculpt for Endgame and one with the unhelmeted for Infinity War. So I think I'll be using this one in the display because so far, yeah, I'm really liking the way it looks. And just quickly before we wrap up, I wanted to show you what the Homelander head sculpt looks like on a body. As crazy as this combo is, here it is on the Quantum suit. I wanted to pop it on a Superman body, but unfortunately, as you can see, it has the fixed neck, whereas all of the Superman figures that have been released have separate necks. I'm hoping that doesn't hinder the compatibility between this head sculpt and the various third-party Homelander figures, but if it does, I'll do some modifications and get it to work, because this head sculpt is too good, in my opinion, not to use. But yeah, it sits on a body really nicely. It does look exactly like Homelander, and I personally am really, really excited to see what it looks like on, his actual suit. Let me know what you've thought of the various head sculpts throughout the course of the video down in the comments below, and what you're most excited about now that you've probably gone and checked out v.collectibles' Instagram page. If you haven't, the link for that is of course in the description below. While you're down there, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.